What's up, you guys? Zoe here from OneGlanceTrader.com, and in this video I want to do a follow-up on a video that I did probably about a month ago that I've got on the screen now, which I titled "This Free Indicator Has Predicted Every Market Bottom." And when I did that video, we were currently in this violent downtrend. The S&P, the Nasdaq, growth stocks, even large companies like Apple and Microsoft were all selling off. And for those of you who have been in the market or following the market have known in the previous 2 to 3 weeks the market has kind of taken a turn. And what I wanted to do was test out this indicator to see if you used the quote unquote signal that this indicator would have given you to buy back in, how would you have done? And what I also want to do is share with you 2, 3 stocks that have not been given that quote unquote buy signal, but ones that could be relatively close. So if you like the sound of that, all I ask for is that you smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification icon. So again, what I'll do is I'll link to this video because it goes into a lot more detail about how the indicator was made and what's it all about and all that kind of good stuff. And you can get this indicator absolutely free. The link is down below for the source code that you can upload directly into Tradingview. And if you are brand new to Tradingview, again, there'll be a link to Tradingview. It's absolutely free to kind of join and all that kind of good stuff. So what I wanted to do is head over to Tradingview and showcase a few stock examples that have rallied, and what we're going to do is test to see where this indicator kind of gave a signal. So the first stock I wanted to go through is ticker symbol CHPT, so Chargepoint Holdings. You guys will know that I'm heavily invested. I own a number of shares in Chargepoint, and for me, when it completely was tanking, I was acquiring more shares, and now we're starting to see Chargepoint kind of ramp up. And some of the questions that I got about this indicator is what's the best time frame for signals? And the way I like to look at this is the shorter the time frame you do, the more buy signals or sell signals you're going to get, but they're going to be a lot of false signals, because the lower you go, the more you get. On the flip side, the higher the time frame you go, the less signals you're going to get, but the more valid they probably are, but you miss a big chunk of the move. And we'll go through an example of that in this one. My kind of sweet spot is really the 2 hour or the 1 hour. And what I like about TradingView is you can get like 2 hour charts and various other things. So 2 hours seems to be the kind of sweet spot, and that's the time frame I'll be using in these various examples. So the way that, again, this indicator works, you've got um, two sets of moving averages that are grouped together and visualized through colors, so you don't have many lines in there. And again, the video that I'll link to down below goes into it in a lot more detail. But the key thing that you need to worry about is the is the darker one, which are the longer term moving averages. So these are a set of long term moving averages in relation to the time frame you are looking at. And what we're looking at is for these long-term moving averages, or this dark color, to go from red. And when it goes from red, and when the market is ranging, the moving averages are entwined and therefore given the color blue. And what we're then looking for is that color to change to green. And green obviously means we are now in bullish territory for the time frame we are talking about. So if you've been looking at this stock, if I zoom out slightly over here, we have been in this downtrend where it went from green to blue to red all the way since December, beginning of December, and we've been in this vicious kind of downtrend. And there you can kind of see what my cost basis and break even is, and I've got other videos on Chargepoint in terms of what I'm doing. So we then kind of, looks like we bottomed out. We had a double bottom or a triple bottom at around, 11:30, 11:35. But you know, we're not looking to time the market of trying to pick actual bottoms. And when you use any type of moving averages or indicators, you're always going to get in slightly late. But what I like about this indicator is the lateness is more confirmation. right? So if we have a look now, and if I zoom in slightly on there, and again, it might be a bit difficult here, but this bar here was the bar where we went from blue to green on the long-term moving average. And what we'll do is we'll take worst case scenario. We'll even take, because it closed here and then the next day it went up to here. So we'll take this kind of high, and what we'll do is we will measure to see uh, time and return if we did buy at this level. I'm not saying to buy at that when you get a buy signal. It's just we just use that as this particular example. So if I get the ruler and let's just use the top of this bar, and we take it, I'm not going to take it to the tippy highs, I'm going to take it to the close, which was here. So you can see it's about 24%, and 23.5%, and the time frame is 21 days. So in under a month, this stock, where for when we got the signal, has moved 23%. And if we take it, I might just do that again, but if we take it from the absolute lows, which was probably about there, to where we are there, in a space of 60 days, this stock has moved 60, 68, 69%, which is absolutely insane. And we didn't know, like, unless I'm doing a dollar cost averaging strategy and I'm investing for the long term, which is what I am doing with Chargepoint. But from a trading perspective, I wouldn't be buying at this level, because you wouldn't know what's going on here at this level. To still make 23, 24, 25%, whatever it was, across 30 days is absolutely phenomenal. So in terms of, is this the bottom? In my view, I think it is potentially the bottom here, because we are now making higher highs, higher lows. We are now in bullish territory. So if I move this to a 4-hour chart, and again, you can see here from a 4-hour perspective that it turned green. Let's just take this candle over here, right? So take from the high to there to the kind of close. Still 11% return, in 9 days, right? So you can see that the longer the time frame you go, because the time is slower in terms of the number of bars, is you're getting extra validation in there. You can still make 11% return in 9 days, which is that's what the average S&P is for the whole year. So this is why I think this indicator is really, really powerful. And again, you can get the link, it's down below, it's absolutely free, there's no opt-in, just go pick it up and add it onto TradingView. Another example of a popular stock and I'm also invested in is Palantir. So if we look at it on the 4-hour chart, we are currently in blue. So we've now moved from red onto blue. So if you're following it from a 4-hour time span, this is currently still not a buy at the moment. But if we go down to a lower time frame of like 2 hours, and again, if we even, let's have a look at this. So it turned blue at this bar over here. So even if we take this high, just to look where we are, it's moved 5% in 2 days, right? And you can see here how good this is, because even at this level here, the shorter term moving averages turned green around here. So again, if you're using the shorter term moving averages, or even here, you would be in a lot of trouble, depending if you're trading the stock, because you're still not back. You might be pretty much back up to break even. But again, the longer term moving average did not turn green, sorry. You can see it was blue here, so it hasn't given us a signal, and we finally got our signal in this area over here. And that's pretty much how the indicator works. So 2 stocks that I want to quickly share with you guys that are popular stocks among the retail community. First one is SoFi. So SoFi, again, it came close. If we look back over here, we had back in December, we had blue from the longer term moving averages. We had this massive spike up, but didn't really flutter from the long term. And again, we had another blue over here, a slight blue there, and now you can kind of see, over the last few days or so, we are converging. The price is getting entangled with the long-term moving averages. We still haven't got a buy signal here, but this is one that I've added to my watch list. And again, I do dollar cost average into SoFi as well, trying to build up a kind of position, because at these levels, personal opinion, that I think is pretty good, because you can see over the longer term that this stock, you know, has absolutely been decimated. If we even take the highs to where, even at the lows, this stock is down 67% or 60% of where we currently are. So again, picking up a couple of hundred shares for a couple of grand, for more of a pun long-term investment, more than happy, for something, to 2-3x over the coming years. And the last stock that, again, I'm a big fan of, I don't hold any shares at the moment, but I did at the $30 range, which I'm glad that I did sell, is FUBO. So you can see here again, previously, if we go back and look at this, it has been absolutely decimated, this stock. We had a close run over here of where, we saw blue, and look where we are now. We are currently now long-term moving averages, the long-term moving averages again blue. And again, the technical speak to me is here, where potentially, will trade kind of in this kind of channel, I would imagine, up and down, and hopefully we can start to get a breakout to the upside. So again, another one that I've added to my watch list. And again, you can look at this in such a way. And again, I've not even, I'm just going to look at Apple just because I'm interested looking at Apple, right? So even here for Apple, we had some, and this is where, sometimes you are going to get false signals inside this. But Apple, for me personally, is not really a stock to kind of trade. It's more of a stock to own and dollar cost average inside. And then just showing you times of where, we got this, but then it continued to fall, and now we've got the signal over here just recently of another signal here. So again, being completely transparent, is it's not going to work every single time. So that's where you got to look at your position sizing and what you want to do if you are investing in terms of long term. So I use this more from an investment from a long term perspective, or stocks that I like, that I'm going to be roughly in and around the bottom. But if I scroll back down, and we look at this last time it was at this level, look at this last run that it made over over here on the 2 hour. Then you had one over here, and you had one over here as well. So again, it's more of a set of rules to kind of say that if you're looking at stocks that you want to kind of invest in, you can still trade it, don't get me wrong, but for me, this is what I kind of look for, is trying to look for that bottom for stocks that I love, and then looking to either start selling puts on those, or if I own the shares, start accumulating shares and selling covered calls. So that's my approach, that's my strategy. Again, it's absolutely free. Link to TradingView is also down there as well if you want to check that one out. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, and I shall see you guys on the next one.